So we both know why you're here. You probably spent all your crystals trying to summon for something, wind up getting nothing, and you want to know how is it possible to guarantee any single character that I want in the game after going through that loss. Or maybe you're someone that's looking forward to a very anticipated unit for you and you want to make sure that you get them no matter what. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I'm going to be detailing exactly how to get any unit you want in Grand Summoners for free just by playing the game. Now, I will go ahead and say this is not an overnight method. This is not something where you'll wake up tomorrow and have 1,500 crystals so you can pity whatever single unit you want. This stuff takes time. We build this brick by brick. In order for us to even be able to guarantee a unit in Grand Summoners, we have to be able to summon on any given banner a total of 30 times, which equals 1,500 crystals, which is a very big chunk of change. So what can we do to even try to get to this 1,500 crystal mark? You already know some of it if you've been playing the game for a little. For one, doing every single story chapter will reward you with a ton of crystals. The more story you're able to full clear, just the more crystals you're going to be getting, and even on challenge stages, they reward you usually with about 2 to 3 crystals instead of the usual 1. So if you're able to clear every single piece of story, you're already on a pretty good route. Now, of course, story is only a one-time thing. You cannot go back and re-clear story, nor is there a hard mode story to try to re-challenge to get even more crystals. Maybe they'll add that in the future update, but we're 7 years in at this point. I wouldn't get your hopes up. The next thing after that would be logging into the game and doing every single event. For one, logins is going to give you tons of crystals. Usually you can get around just a few hundred just by logging into the game, especially during big celebrations or crossover periods. And the events, just like the story chapters, reward you with crystals every single time you clear them, as long as they are a new event. Not to mention you also have the event missions and you get rewarded even more crystals. Another thing that you can do, which is probably one of the most hated things in the game, is the helper rewards. What are you having to do exactly? The only thing you have to do is click join multiplayer and you'll see all the different multiplayer rooms, where anything that says helper reward on it, you click on it, you do the quest with the other player. If y'all clear the quest, good job. You have gotten a singular point of progress for your helper rewards. You have to do this 200 times and you're able to get all the rewards you see here. They usually reset these every single new crossover, so it's always worth to do, not only just for the crystals, but for everything else that it entails. This is on the topic of multiplayer. Let's also talk about the thing that people usually forget GS even has, Arena. Arena is kind of like story and also events. They're like one-time crystal gains that you can do, but it's really not too bad to go through Arena and just gain all the crystals from it. This is completely off topic, but I really do wish that Arena as a whole would change, because if this would make it to where we could get weekly crystal gain just by placing high in Arena or something like that, that would make this part of the game so much more active. But since it doesn't really reward anything like that, it's pretty much just clear it all once, get all the defeat rewards you can, and then just quit after that. But what would you do if you've done all of this? You've gained all the crystals there is to gain at the current moment, and now you have to wait for the next update. Is there any way to squeeze even more crystals out of your account to get closer to that 1,500 mark? Technically, there is, and it is called the Compendium. Clearing 1,000 quests, though, is a very tall order. How are we able to do that in a timely manner to where it's not going to take us weeks or months or even years for a few units? There's 2 ways. One way was doing the Juno Side Story episode 2, doing the quest called Night Stroll. This is a 1-wave quest and it costed 1 stamina. If you were equip nuking, which is what you would do, you would use something like Grand Destin or True Testament or whatever, you would instantly clear the wave regardless of what unit you were using this equip on. And thanks to auto loop, you could do this until your stamina bar ran out. I don't like this way anymore. My eyes have been opened and I personally prefer the cross battle stage in the training area. This stage is pretty unique. It allows you to assemble 2 teams, so a total of 8 units, and you're able to work on everybody's Compendium rewards at once. This one is a bit different from the last one, however. Instead of equip nuking with like True Grand Destin and stuff like that, I would be recommending that you're able to nuke this with some kind of unit, whether that be Saito Hajime that just came out recently, someone like Summer Miyu that's able to just start out with tons of Arcage, or if you're able to do it and you get enough Arch in, use War God Finn. They don't really need a ton of buffs to kill this guy instantly, just make sure they can get their super arts, or some people can probably even nuke this with their true art, and just use them along with 7 other characters and just loop this over and over and over until you get the Compendium reward. And with this, you're knocking out not just 4 characters, but 7 units at one time. I will wish you all the best of luck though. This takes very strong willpower and a whole lot of sleeping to do this. If you're at the gym, if you're at work, if you're just doing something in the office and you can have your phone just in the background doing something, hey, farm some compendium rewards and have it on auto. You don't have to pay attention to it. Let it clear over and over and over. Easy crystal gain. Now, I have told you every single way that you can gain crystals in Grand Summoners. Every single avenue has been explored. However, there is another big tip that I know some of you guys may hate hearing that I'm about to tell you all, and it comes to summoning. If we're gonna be extremely cautious with our crystals and make sure that we can get whatever unit we may want, we have to talk about summoning habits and how you can do better at saving crystals and not wasting a vast majority of them. Any of the banners that come out to Grand Summoners will always reward you with a guaranteed free crystal multi. You can use 50 crystals on and you will get a guaranteed 5-star on the initial summon of that banner. Let's consider GS releases 2 banners a month, which this isn't exactly what they do because sometimes it's 3 because of crossovers and stuff, but let's just say they release 2 banners a month. That means per month you're spending 100 crystals on these banners. Over the course of the next 12 months, we would have spent 1,200 crystals. That is 300 off from being a pity. And let me tell you, getting 300 crystals in this game, you could play for like a month and you got 300 crystals. Doing a free multi on every single banner that we saw, we pretty much have given away a pity for a character. Now, I'm not saying don't summon on any banner at all, but this is something to take note of whenever you're thinking about it in the long term. I would highly advise for everybody playing the game that unless you're a brand new player that has a very huge surplus of crystals, to not summon on every single banner that you see. Some people like being the one and done people and just that's how they play the game, and if that's how you enjoy it, perfectly fine. But if you want to be extremely efficient, I would recommend that you only summon for favorites, meta characters, and crossover units. Now, why would I say these 3? Well, favorites because that's going to be your enjoyment of the game. If you read the story and really love Jay, well, the next time Jay shows up, summon for him. You want to use him because you enjoyed his character in the story. I don't care what anybody tells you, summon on whoever you personally like. Meta characters are going to allow your account to be able to keep up with anything that comes out content wise, and crossovers are a bit more exclusive compared to every other character in the game. Crossover characters will only be available during their crossover period. If you wind up missing out on a crossover, you have to wait till that crossover comes back, and there are times where we don't get a rerun of a crossover. Yu Yu Hakusho. GS characters all have like a step up ALK summon, aka the 10k ALK summon, which means that if you saved up a lot of ALK by playing the game, maybe you summoned here and there, you sold some units, fused some characters, whatever, you can try the ALK summon to get certain characters, which if you can luck out and get a character through the ALK summon, guess what? You didn't spend any crystals. I would highly recommend enforcing this strategy at least until you get up to about 1,500 crystals. The reason why is because if you can have at least a pity saved for whatever, you're fine. Anything that you do after you get 1,500 crystals is completely up to you. You could keep saving for another pity. You could summon on every single banner, just make sure you never fall below 1,500 so you always have a pity in your back pocket, or do whatever you want. But I would highly recommend that if you are someone that wants to guarantee any single unit in the game, that you don't summon on every single banner. If the banner doesn't interest you, don't throw a multi-summon at it. It's just not worth it. This is not going to be an easy process. It's not going to be a short process. This will take you months on end unless you're a brand new player that maybe can do this within probably their first month of playing. You more than likely can get about 1,500 crystals. If you're a brand new player though, I would recommend that you don't do this limitation on yourself in the beginning, because you need to build up your account, get a foundation, summon for characters, get characters as much as possible. This is for everyone that is past that new player stage, more at the in-game level. You guys tell me down below, is there anything that I missed or any other tips or strategies that you guys have for saving for specific crossovers, units, or whatever? Also, let me know down below, who are you trying to save for right now? Is there anybody that you have in mind, or do you just want to have the pity in your back pocket? If you enjoyed this video though, I highly recommend check out this video popping on the screen right now. Great content, guarantee you'll love it. I'll meet you over there, but before you leave, don't forget to drink water.